Hey guys, Gus here, and just a quick video on the kinds of miniature paints that I like to use. Now, the ranges that you see in front of you, spare the coat to arms. We'll look at these three ranges here for now. So you've got Vallejo Game Color, you've got the Citadel paints, and you've got Formula P3. These three ranges, when I say that I've tested them, I really have. These ranges I've tested to exhaustion. I've gone through as many paints as I can. I've spent probably a good 6 months going through the game colors, a good 6 months going through P3 and really testing the paints and pushing them to the limits, and doing all the range of techniques on them. Now, the different paints are suited for different things. Now, I'll start off with the game color. Okay, these paints, in terms of quality, they are inferior. They are an inferior paint, and the reason for that is because paints are made up of three things. Okay, you've got pigment, and you've got the actual acrylic binder, which is essentially plastic, and you've got water. So the problem with game colors is they do separate. And now I know people are going to say, well, they've resolved the issue. They haven't. Okay, they haven't resolved that issue, because when I bought these, I bought the entire set and I've tested all of them. Okay, and they all have problems with this. And when I bought the set, they were really saying online that they've solved those problems. This is, oh, everything's been solved with them, they're fine now. No, they're not. They do. They separate. And the problem with these is you've got to shake them a heck of a lot, and they separate on your palette. When you thin them down, they separate. Okay, out of the pot, after you shake them around, they're great. So if you just want to do, I use these for painting armies. So if you just want to paint armies with these, okay, and you just want to do normal blending and highlighting, these are great paints because they're inexpensive. You get a lot of paint. They're in a convenient dropper bottle, and I bought the big set, okay, the big carry case full of these, and I use these for painting armies. That's what I use them for, and they're great for that. But in terms of using them for advanced painting techniques, things like glazing techniques, specific washes, color combos, and just really thinning them down, they do not hold up. They're not good paints, okay? But for general, just blending and highlighting, doing your armies, they're great. Okay, so Citadel paints, go through P3. P3, arguably, and I say arguably, are probably the best paints you're going to get. They are absolutely superb. You don't even need to shape things. You can thin them down as much as you want. They are very good paints. The quality is superb, and the thing is with these, they use some sort of liquid pigment. I don't know that the chemical makeup of that. I don't know how they do it, but these are excellent. The thing with these though is they have more acrylic retarder in them, which means they take longer to dry. So if you are keen on wet blending, if wet blending is your thing, these are your paints. They are the ones to go for. They are brilliant for wet blending. The only thing with these is I really like the range of colors. I really like sort of muted, realistic ranges. But they don't have the vibrant, colourful range like the Citadel and Game Color and Coat d'Arms have. They're very muted, very realistic looking paints. But I really like them. They're very good paints. Are they suited to my specific painting techniques? No, probably not. So they're very good, excellent paints, but not specifically suited to me. So Citadel and Coat d'Arms. Now, Citadel used to use these paints. They are the old GW paints. They're the same thing. I mean, you look at don't judge a book by its cover. You look at them and you think, yeah, whatever, they look rubbish. But they're really good paints, okay? They're excellent. Coat d'Arms are the same as Citadel, the same thing, except it's cheaper and you get more paint, okay? You know what I mean? However, the Citadel new range has more colours in, okay? So you got a couple of extra colours. Problems with Citadel, pots, they suck, okay? They're expensive, and you don't get a lot of paint. However, it galls me to say this, but they are very good paints. I use Citadel for almost all of my pro painting range because they are generally very highly pigmented. They're a very stable range. The problem with Game Color is you tend to get the paints drying all very different textures and different consistencies, and sometimes a lot of the time they don't dry the colour that they look in the pot. Okay, so it's very inconsistent over the whole range. Whereas Citadel is extremely consistent over the whole range. Okay, and when you thin these paints down with acrylic medium, and they sell their lamium medium, which is their acrylic medium, they hold up. They're brilliant. They flow nicely. They work really well when used in conjunction with good brushes, and they are very good paints. However, if you're going to go with Citadel and you want a basic range, these are exactly the same. They're just as good quality. They're brilliant for pro painting, and they're cheaper, and you get more paint. They're brilliant. You want to go for Coat d'Arms, seriously. It's just a few of the other odd colours, like this one in particular, Stegadon Scale Green. You can't really get that in the Coat d'Arms range. So anyway, like I said, I've tested these ranges to exhaustion. I've tested all of the paints, or as many paints. Game Colour, I've tested all of them. Citadel, I've tested all of them. Coat to Arms, I've tested 60 odd paints. Formula P3, I've tested all of them. Okay, so I know these ranges and I've tested them to exhaustion. So I predominantly go with Coat to Arms and Citadel. So there we go. That's my little rant on painting. Hope you enjoyed. Take care.